When people hear the word adolescence, they usually think of one thing: puberty. Body changes, growth spurts, voice changes, mood swings. But adolescence is much bigger than that. It is not just about your body changing. It is about your brain changing, your emotions expanding, your identity forming, your relationships shifting, your independence growing. Adolescence is not just a phase you get through. It is one of the most important developmental stages of your entire life. And the truth is, most people never fully explain what it actually means. So let's break it down clearly and simply. Adolescence is the stage of life between childhood and adulthood. It usually begins around ages 10 to 12 and can continue into the late teens or even early 20s. It is not a single event. It is not one moment. It is a gradual transformation that happens across multiple systems in your body and mind at the same time. To understand adolescence properly, we need to look at it in layers. The first layer is physical development. This is the part most people recognize. During adolescence, puberty begins. Hormones signal the body to grow and mature. You may experience a growth spurt. Your voice may change. Your body composition may shift. Skin changes may appear. Hair growth patterns may develop differently. These changes can happen quickly for some people and slowly for others. There is no universal schedule. Some adolescents develop earlier. Some develop later. Both are normal variations of human growth. One of the biggest sources of stress during adolescence comes from comparison. Looking around and thinking, everyone else is ahead of me, or why am I changing so fast compared to others? But development does not follow a single clock. It follows individual biology. Physical change is only the outer layer of adolescence. It is visible, but it is not the whole story. The second layer, and arguably the most important, is brain development. During adolescence, your brain undergoes major restructuring. The emotional centers of the brain become highly active. These areas are responsible for processing feelings, social experiences, and rewards. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for long-term planning, impulse control, and complex decision-making, is still developing. This creates a temporary imbalance. Emotions may feel intense. Reactions may feel strong. Social situations may feel extremely important. You may feel deeply excited about something one moment and deeply discouraged the next. This does not mean you are unstable. It means your brain is under construction. The adolescent brain is incredibly adaptable. It is learning, rewiring, and strengthening connections that will support adult reasoning and emotional regulation later on. This period of development is necessary. Without it, the adult brain would not function the way it does. Understanding this can change how you see yourself. Instead of thinking, "Why am I like this?" you can think, "My brain is developing." The third layer of adolescence is emotional growth. As your brain develops, your emotional awareness expands. You begin to feel emotions in more complex ways. You may start reflecting more deeply. You may think about your future. You may question friendships. You may become more aware of how others see you. Small situations can feel big. Minor disagreements can feel intense. Achievements can feel incredibly validating. Rejection can feel deeply painful. This emotional intensity is not weakness. It is growth. You are developing the capacity for empathy, self-reflection, and deep connection. Those abilities require emotional depth. Emotional depth sometimes comes with discomfort. Another major part of adolescence is identity formation. During childhood, much of your identity is shaped by your environment, your family, your school, your community. In adolescence, something shifts. You begin asking questions. Who am I? What do I believe? What matters to me? What kind of person do I want to become? You may experiment with new interests. You may change friend groups. You may question ideas you once accepted automatically. You may try different ways of expressing yourself. This is not random behavior. It is identity construction. Building identity takes exploration. Exploration sometimes looks like uncertainty, but uncertainty is not failure. It is a sign that you are actively forming a sense of self. Social relationships also transform during adolescence. Friendships often become more emotionally meaningful. Peer acceptance can feel extremely important. Social belonging becomes a central concern. You may also begin seeking more independence from your family. Privacy may feel more important. Personal space may matter more. This shift can create tension at times, but it is part of moving from dependence toward autonomy. Adolescence is a bridge. You are not a child anymore, but you are not fully an adult yet. That in-between space can feel confusing. It can feel like you do not fully belong in either world. That feeling is normal. Adolescence also involves cognitive development. Your thinking becomes more abstract. You can imagine future scenarios. You can analyze complex issues. You can understand perspectives different from your own. With this cognitive growth comes increased self-awareness. You may become more conscious of how you look, how you speak, how you act. You may assume others are constantly evaluating you. This heightened awareness can create self-doubt, but it is also part of developing social intelligence. Because so many systems are changing at once, physical, neurological, emotional, social, adolescence can feel overwhelming. It can feel like rebuilding a house while still living inside it. But here is something important. Adolescence is not chaos. It is construction. The confusion you may feel does not mean something is wrong. It means something is growing. Many common misunderstandings about adolescence come from not understanding development. Some people say teenagers are dramatic, but emotional processing is expanding. Some say teenagers are irrational, but decision-making systems are still maturing. Some say adolescence is rebellion, but often it is independence forming. When we view adolescence through a developmental lens instead of a judgmental one, everything changes. Adolescents are not problems to fix. They are individuals in transition. Another important thing to understand is that adolescence does not end overnight. Even though legal adulthood may begin at 18 in many places, brain development continues into the early 20s. Growth is gradual. Maturity develops unevenly. Some areas strengthen earlier than others. That unevenness is normal. There is no single moment when someone suddenly becomes an adult. It is a process. Understanding adolescence also helps reduce comparison. Not everyone matures emotionally at the same pace. Not everyone develops physically at the same time. Not everyone figures out their identity at the same age. Development is individual. Adolescence is temporary, but its impact is lasting. It shapes resilience. It shapes values. It shapes identity. It shapes relationships. It is one of the most transformative periods of life. If you are in adolescence right now and things feel intense or confusing, that does not mean you are broken. It means you are becoming. And becoming is rarely neat or simple. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes support. Adolescence is not about falling apart. It is about being built. And like all construction, it can look messy before it looks complete. But growth is happening even when it feels uncomfortable. So when you hear the word adolescence, do not think only of puberty. Think of development. Think of identity. Think of brain growth. Think of emotional expansion. Think of transition. Adolescence is the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. And bridges are not destinations. They are pathways forward. You are not behind. You are not strange. You are not broken. You are developing. And development takes time.